Day's only starting, so all fresh and
Yeah.
ish. Yeah.
Let's do
You're
it.
London based, so it's not too bad. I come over from Dublin. Those sort of 5-hour journeys, you kind of get a bit zonked sometimes.
To say it's an hour from Dublin is a misnomer, really, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay, when you're ready.
I know that for this dystopian near future created by Andrew Nichol, the body clock stops at 25. So you get to play a character who is already a 50-year vet as a timekeeper. I don't know if there's a need to sort of tap into that old soul notion in a young body, the sort of vampire Cliff Richard area of how to play a character.
Well, it's a nice challenge when the character's actually 75, so he began his career as a timekeeper when he was 50. So, when he was 25, he's been doing it for 50 years.
Right.
But so that's a nice challenge to play, you know. And also the character in itself, he's a contradiction. He is enforcing the system that I hope you can see that he fundamentally disagrees with. But yet he has to do it to keep himself alive. And so they're all great kind of character traits or character notes to try and play.
I suppose there's definitely shades of the haunted Rick Deckard in Blade Runner, and you're a million miles away from Jean-Claude Van Damme's Walker in Time Cop. I don't know whether there were kind of discussions with Andrew to say, well, these are the sort of films I'm thinking of, or these are the areas I'm thinking of for this guy, or this.
No, I mean, you're right there. There's definitely, it's Robin Hood, it's Bonnie and Clyde. You know, I think there's elements of The Fugitive, and I did look to like Tommy Lee Jones. He's an amazing, that relentlessness he has in that movie. There's only so many stories, really, isn't there? And you have to take a spin on those stories and make them fresh. And I think he did that. Andrew's done that very successfully. But I think with the character, it's about the fact that he is conflicted, and and the fact that it's so kinetic, it's so forward moving, that keeps him away from thinking about the real issue, which is that the system is wrong.
I know you've often said that, when it comes to the work that, you can find within TV or theatre or movies, stuff that you feel good about that's got integrity. And the fact that you don't say yes to Hollywood a huge amount of times, I don't know whether there was something very specific about this. You thought, okay, I want to do this one.
Well, Andrew and myself had talked about doing a film in the past, and it didn't work out at that time. And I've been a big fan of, Gattaca. I think that's a seminal kind of, or up there in that canon of science fiction movies, and also he wrote The Truman Show, and as I said, I never kind of played that kind of figure of authority, that kind of badass type guy. So that was a departure for me.
I know Andrew talks about the fact that he's since Gattaca, he said he's just fascinated by this notion of trying to live forever, and of course, good old LA is sort of the home for many people trying to live forever, whether it's Chaplin or Marilyn Monroe or Snooki. That idea that fame in some way gives you that kind of luxury of being around forever. But if you've always struck me as somebody who has no real kind of affinity with that sort of side of the business, or any real attraction to the notion of fame or having a bit of a...
No, for me, it's always been about the work, really, and I hope that people judge me off the work, and they can like it or hate it, but it should be about the work, and that's all that I care about.
I know our time is kind of tight, but I just wanted to mention you're going to DJ. You obviously had in the early days you were quite the musician, but you're going to DJ at the Workman's Club for Focus Ireland. I think Des Bishop is involved, and Jape, and that even just DJing, is that just like a bit of fun, or would you always have this sort of secret desire to kind of have that bit of music in your life?
Well, it's any outlet for the frustrated musician, really. So the fact that if you can play music and people might dance to it, it's great. And this is something that myself and Des are old pals, and we thought it would be good to do a night where people can just dance and also make it for a good cause. And Focus Ireland doing great work at the moment, so hopefully people will come out and just dance on Sunday night. It'd be great.
Sweet. I better say goodbye. I got the funny
Nice
finger. Yeah, nice.